Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Iron Sheik 84, and for those of you out there like me who observe it, Eid Mubarak, and for those of you who don't, happy April 10th. So it's the start of a new MLC. It's feud week, which means it's talent up time. Woo! Yay! Well, what happened was I didn't realize that Streamlabs decided to turn on both my microphone's audio as well as my webcam's audio. So it turned it into a jumbled mess, and there was like a bunch of echoes, and basically the audio wasn't up to the quality that I wanted it to be. And I didn't really realize that until after I uploaded it and somebody mentioned it to me, which is where I found out what happened. So I'm going to be going over the audio again here and kind of, go from there, and hopefully this will be better than the other one. So, as always, when I recorded it originally, it's my, hey everybody, it's Iron Sheik 84, started a new talent up, yay, all that stuff, my woohoo, and all that, all that whatnot. So I go over that basically here like I typically do. So, as always, the first thing I do is claim my starter pack here. So, I had the gift card money like I always do, and went ahead and just bought the $20 Jumpstart pack. So, I went ahead and recruited Acom here. And as always, I don't ever use this time. I upgrade the moves later on. So I went ahead and just, put in the coin, called it a day. And of course I talk about, who I want my first move of the talent up to be. And I talked about how with the last prize wall, I went ahead and bought the focus shards of Dexter Loomis, so I could finally take Sensational Sherry up to 6-star silver, which I have zero regrets on. I am very happy I did that because getting the focus shards was going really slow, and buying the IOW Becky shards, 2, 3, 5 at a time or whatever, was gonna take me forever, even with the Undertaker shards on the weekends. So of course I had to put in a little bit of TP here. I didn't really prep for this one like I normally do, where I write down everybody who I'm going to move up and kind of research and whatnot. So I would have had this done prior to that, just as on a personal note, because I think going through, the TP stuff takes forever, of course. Especially when you're starting at a lower level. So there we go. And with that, I pretty much used up every single focus striker shard I had to take up Sherry Martel to 6-star silver. So then I kind of talk about how I'm going to use a coin Evo or one of the other events to put some coin into her. Maybe I'll do it a little bit sooner just so I get that 4x multiplier. And then the other thing that I wanted to do, as you can see here, I forgot to do the coin ahead of time, but I was able to get Devon Dudley last month, and he's a ton of fun to play. So went ahead and made him 6-star silver as well. So there we go. Bam, 6-star silver. Devon Dudley, get the tables. and I forget what I talked about here, but it must have been I was talking about like the ACOM contest and what I was planning on doing there. So here I checked the talent up, and I believe I was like 12, yeah, 10 to 12. So I went ahead and got everything I could out of the TU. We got the 20% damage belt for ACOM. So then here I talked about hitting 350 versus the 700, which I don't know why I still do 700 because I think I only have two moments out of that I need now, and it never seems to ever like work out. I always get dupes, and I have close to what like 1.5 million or 2 million strap parts, so I don't really need those anymore. So I go here and kind of figure out like, okay, what am I gonna do next? Again, I talk about what I'm gonna do. So I went ahead and decided to put the coins into Sherry, and then I'm gonna do the TP at another time. So yeah, I know that's kind of a little hypocritical, but and then here I talked about how hopefully in the SD store that I get the last 200 shards I need, so I can go ahead and fill out her stars completely, so I can get that max trainer bonus. So then I go back over here, I check where I am in the feud, prep talent up, and then I grabbed all that stuff, got 50,000 shards of Christian. And then here I figured that I needed 245 million more points. And so I go back and I kind of figure out, okay, I'm like, what am I going to do here? So I didn't see anybody in particular that I wanted to take up from 6-star to, or 5-star gold to 6-star, and then I didn't see anybody here that I was going to move up. And I did talk about Seth there, so I will move Seth up. The only thing I'm going to wait for is one of the faction feud weekends where you get points for leveling up to 6-star, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what did I talk about here? I kind of I was kind of looking to see if there was a diamond in the rough, somebody who I wanted to work on, and there wasn't. So from here I kind of talked about how I wanted to take Chelsea Green to 6-star silver, and that I had finally had some extra thumbtacks and the Elias guitars to do it. But what I did as well is I talked about how for the faction boss, I do have somebody in each quadrant to be able to do 23s for both the men and the women. And then I talked about how when I decide to move people up, you think long-term stuff, who's gonna be the best for my roster, again, for a long-term and not just a short-term thing. So what I did here is I looked at where I was with my women and where I was with 6-stars, and then I talked about how on the Tricksters I'm actually a little lacking in the men's. So I have Dork Jr. as my only 6-star silver Trickster, and here in a moment, I'm going to show off the women and how I have Zombie Bianca, I have Rhea Ripley, I have Liv Morgan, I have Dakota Kai and Chelsea Green and the Hall of Fame Tori all at 6-star, and how that I'm good for the women in a sense, but for the men I'm really not. Because if you see here, I only have 5 or 6 actually. I forgot about Corbin there. And how I really needed a very powerful, good trickster male versus moving up Chelsea Green, which I will do at some point in the future. So I was able to get Muhammad Ali, GOAT last time. So I decided to pull him up all the way to 6-star silver. Just spoiler. So I did my usual thing. I talked about, hey, about how I feel like this is the best decision, what I want to do, and then I talked about doing a fast forward like I typically do, because I didn't want to make a 30-minute talent up video where where I'm moving somebody up from 4-star bronze all the way up to 6-star silver, because in my opinion, it's just boring. There's, what else am I going to really talk about, right? So I went ahead and talked about doing the fast forward, which should be coming up here in just a moment. There you go. And I set it up to where I had already, I was just going to make him 6-star silver. Again, kind of to make sure that I didn't, make the video a lot longer than it needed to be. And there you go. Muhammad Ali is 6-star silver. And I looked at his trainer ability and I was like, oh yeah, damn, I really do need to make sure I max him out here soon. And then I got so busy that I the video actually, as a side note, it ended up taking me more than an hour because I had to go unlock tokens and things like that. So what I did was go through, check this, of course, all dupes again, which I was extremely thrilled about, let me tell you. Yeah, I only have 1,000,000 moment coins now. And then of course I went through, so I'll decide on what I do with the 20% there. If I have a better one for him, I might check that out. And then, as always, it kind of looked like who I could put this on, and I figured that this was junk with the 30% move defense. So, since they hand out ultimate belts like crazy, unless it's like some super rare thing, I always get rid of them if I don't need them immediately. So, Tatanka already has like some belts and things, and then here what I do is I take a look at like the This Is Your Moment loot and whatnot. So I don't want to waste time like going through all of that. So yeah, that was my talent up video. As always, appreciate y'all watching. For those of you who might have caught the bad version of it, sorry in advance. Just a personal thing, I never like putting out something of low quality. So yeah, as always, appreciate y'all watching it. Let me know who you moved up, and Eid Mubarak again to those who observe it. And just, as always, have a blessed one. Have a good evening, everybody, and I'll catch you around. Bye-bye.